Of La Penta. This is WICR.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sports Vault. Jersey Joe Archino back in action and taking a little break from soccer and getting into the NBA. Now obviously the Eastern Conference Finals, the Western Conference Finals, they're here, and I think when we look back at the end of the day, there's not that many surprises. I think most people had either Cavs Hawks or Bulls Hawks. Clearly, I wasn't going to go against the Cavs. I thought all along that they would get to this point against the Hawks. And the Warriors, I think most of us had. The only difference is I think everyone kind of had different opinions on who the Warriors would be facing. Maybe the Clippers, maybe the Rockets. I mean, the Clippers really let it get away from them, but that's kind of aside from the point. I think when we break down these two matches, the Warriors and the Rockets is a lot more difficult. I think Hawks Cavs is a little bit more simple. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if this is a fully healthy Cavs team, I pick the Cavs and I don't even hesitate. I don't even blink, to be honest, because my thought all along about the Hawks has been, in the NBA playoffs, it's about superstars. You can play great basketball, you can do good fundamental things well, but there needs to be one definable superstar. When the last 4 minutes of a game are close, you give him the ball and you let him go to work. We've seen so many times during the playoffs so far. How many times have we seen LeBron James single-handedly take over games? How many times have we seen it with Steph Curry? We've seen it, and it matters. Superstars matter in the NBA, and it's what matters in the NBA playoffs more than at any other point of the season. And that's something that certainly the Cavs have for them with the way LeBron has played. The one thing that has me concerned is, look, I'm still picking the Cavs to beat the Hawks and get to the NBA Finals. But it's going to be difficult because right now I don't know what Kyrie Irving's status is, how healthy, how much better he has been. But you saw that he tremendously struggled being healthy, being active, having explosiveness in the series against Chicago. He limped a lot when he was not doing full basketball motions. He definitely didn't have the explosiveness that you've seen from him all year. So that is the key right there, because you're already without Kevin Love. I think the Cavs could survive with the dynamic duo of Kyrie and LeBron, but with Kyrie not playing at full level, I mean, there's only going to be so many times where you're going to get those 19-point performances from Matthew Dellavedova, where he leads the team in scoring, or where J.R. Smith is knocking down all the shots now. I think collectively it gives you a lot of confidence that this Cavs group, this young Cavs group, guys like Tristan Thompson and guys like JR and guys like Dellavedova and guys like Shumpert have stepped up and embraced their roles tremendously. But I do still think at the end of the day, like I said about the Hawks, you need multiple superstars to win championships in the NBA. It's just the way it works. You need two really good ones, and then you need a third who's pretty darn solid as well. And I do think that the Cavs, though, find a way, because Atlanta I don't think you've seen a moment from Atlanta in this playoffs where they really show you that you can really believe in them. I don't. They play great defense. I think they're a good team. They're very well coached. But at the end of the day, the fear is not struck into my eyes with guys like Teague and guys like Horford and guys like Millsap, DeMar Carroll. Nice players, good players, but they certainly don't inspire fear into me. And if there's no fear there on my side, I think the Cavs can get it done. Now, it's all going to come down to Kyrie, though. If he can get a little bit more health and he's okay, he gets a little bit more explosiveness back, I think they're going to be fine. I think we're looking at maybe a 5-6 game series here, but I just don't see any way right now. I mean, that Atlanta's really going to, unless Kyrie has a dramatic setback and it does not gain it doesn't get better at all, I just don't think that there's any way the Cavs are going to be stopped. The NBA Finals is a different story because if you're playing a fully healthy Warriors or Rockets team in the NBA Finals, that I'm not sure if the Cavs can get done. But against the Hawks, I have faith that they're going to be able to get it done. So let's turn our attention to the Western Conference Finals. Obviously, Warriors, Rockets. The interesting thing is I think both teams are similar. I do. They are very fast. They shoot the three very well. The one thing that separates them is defense. Houston is not a very good defensive basketball team. The Warriors, when they have to be, can be an outstanding defensive team. And that's something that I never think that you saw under Mark Jackson. And I think that's something that Steve Kerr clearly came with his mission in making this team very sound on the defensive side, because we knew even with Mark Jackson, they were going to put up points. The Splash Brothers, all these players, they can score with the best of them. It was going to come. Their difference maker was going to be on defense, and that's something that they certainly have done under Steve Kerr, and it's something that I just think collectively there's a better sense of unity with Steve Kerr. There's a better sense that they know what they're doing when there's a huddle and there's something that the coaches are saying to them. I feel like there's a better mutual understanding of the team and what the role is, what the objective is, and I don't think you always got that with Mark Jackson. I think he was more of a motivator than a coach, and I think Kerr is both of them. I think Kerr knows when to be the motivator, and he clearly knows when he has to be the coach, and you didn't get that with Mark Jackson. Clearly, though, right now, the Warriors, with the way they had the ups and downs at the start of this Memphis series, and the way that they came back, that's the formula. Their three-point ball is the catalyst to everything that they do. When they start knocking down their threes, they're really, I don't know if anyone can stop them, because they play at a pace and a tempo that I don't think, maybe Houston, because Houston's got a lot of fresh young legs as well, but they play at a pace that is just so hard to match. I mean, they are so fast. They have so many young guys like Draymond Green and Harrison Barnes and Andre Iguodala. I mean, obviously the Splash Brothers take the headlines, but they play at a pace on both sides when the threes start falling. And it's not just that they're not, I mean, they knock down difficult shots. You look at some of these shots that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson make in corners, making really tough situations. It's situational shots, tough shots. They really do it all, and it's just hard for me to see them not getting to the NBA Finals right now. Now, again, I think at the end of the day, like what did I say at the top of the show? You need at least two really good ones, and then you better have a pretty darn good third player. I don't think Houston has that. Dwight Howard, I don't consider to be a superstar in the NBA. Dwight Howard is a guy who's very good at what he does at the basket, but does not impact the game at all away from the basket, and he's very limited in what he can do at the basket. I think he's always had room to improve and expand his game, and he never has, and that's what separates a guy like Dwight from a guy who is a superstar. Is guys who are superstars continually add piece after piece to their game. Dwight Howard has never done that. He's the same player today that he was when he came into the league, and that's something that to me as a coach, as an organization, is unacceptable, that you've been in the league this long and you're the same player that you were when you came in. Unacceptable to me. And I don't see Houston getting it done. Again, Houston is kind of a weird team in that sense, and I just don't think that defensively they'll be good enough. They're going to have to try to make this a wild shootout against Golden State. And Golden State, the thing that I think gives me the confidence that they'll win this series is I think when the threes start falling, they're going to be so hyped up that it's going to translate on both ends. I don't think you get that with Houston. I don't think that they get that amped up on defense like the Warriors do. When the Warriors are creating turnovers and doing big things on defense, then they're in their zone. And when the threes start launching, again, it's the great catalyst. It opens up everything that they do, the pace that they play at, the defensive intensity. It's all there for Golden State. State, and I have them winning this series. The only concern I think you got to have with Golden State is the turnovers, because in that Memphis series that did start to happen, but Memphis is arguably the best defensive team in the NBA. Certainly Houston is nowhere near as good as they are defensively. I like the Warriors in this series, though. I think they get it done. Again, kind of like Cleveland, 5-6 games, something like that. At the end of the day, though, I think that we all kind of had a feeling it was going to be maybe Warriors, Cavs, and I think that's a phenomenal potential NBA Finals. You've got a star power all over the place. You've got the young, exciting Warriors under Steve Kerr, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes, star power everywhere. Then you've got the Cleveland Cavaliers with the best player in the world going to his 5th straight NBA Finals, which would just be an incredible feat. And that's why I don't knock LeBron for the losses, because it's just getting to 5 straight NBA Finals is really a testament to his greatness. It's incredible. And leading the Cavs to the finals in their first year, and remember how much uncertainty there was. Even in his letter, LeBron said, I know it's going to take some time. There's going to be a lot of frustration, but I'm ready to accept the challenge. To get this roster in year one, when this was a culture based on losing to the NBA Finals, would just be an incredible testament. It would just show everything why LeBron is the best player in the NBA, and it's just awesome. I mean, I think it's good stuff for the league. I think for fans, it creates a lot of excitement. It's something that we all certainly want to see. I'll be excited to see it, and I think in that regard, now here's the interesting thing. If it's Houston, Cleveland, I think I'd go with Houston, because Houston's got some more vets. They're a little bit more experienced in the playoffs under this group. I think Cleveland would have a shot against Golden State. Without Kevin Love, nothing is guaranteed, but I think they have a shot if Kyrie Irving has a little bit of his explosiveness back, because again, being in the NBA Finals with such a young group is difficult. Remember the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Miami Heat? You definitely saw, and it was definitely a factor in that series, that the inexperience of the Thunder against the experience of guys like LeBron and Wade, who had been in the NBA Finals before, clearly was a big difference maker. And I think for a guy like LeBron, again, he'll be to 5 straight NBA Finals. That is a big factor in this series. Again, this is all hypothetical because we don't know, of course, who's going to be in the NBA Finals yet. But I think that is a big difference maker, the fact that you've been there before. And that's the reason I would give the Cavs a chance to win against the Warriors. I probably would still pick the Warriors only because unless Kyrie Irving was healthy, and we'll see in this series against Atlanta how explosive he looks. If I get an explosive Kyrie Irving and I have no questions about his health, I'm picking the Cavs against the Warriors. If I have questions about Kyrie Irving's explosiveness and his health, I'm picking the Warriors. I think it really all comes to that. I think this whole NBA playoffs right now, where we stand, all revolves around Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is the essential piece that's going to kind of put all the other puzzle pieces together. If he's healthy, I think it's Cavs. If he's not, I think it's Warriors. And I think really it's as simple as that. It's going to be exciting. Both series are very good. There were some not great series. Washington, Atlanta, I didn't think was ever really great. I think there was some that could have been much, much better. Even Chicago, Cleveland, the last two were kind of routes by Cleveland. I definitely don't think we're going to get as much. Look, Atlanta's not that exciting to watch, especially from the point that they don't have too many superstars, but it's going to be exciting, both of them, I think. And at the end of the day, Warriors, Cavs, I think everybody wins. It's a phenomenal series. This show is phenomenal, though, and it will certainly be back in a little while with a little bit more content. But everyone, thank you for listening, and I will be back very soon.